All right. Keep them coming, guys. I'm not going to stop until you stop.
I had a funny one, but I don't like to talk about till it happens, but it has to do with persistence. I've been calling the customer since February. And when I called him yesterday, he answered the phone and says, okay, Mike, Saturday, 4:30, come over for a listing appointment. So.
Love that, Michael. Love that.
So
Hey, Michael, did you draw close?
Yeah. He wants to talk. I've been calling him, like he'll say call next week, and Monday I'm on him. Yeah. I know that if I call him at noon, he's on a break from work and he takes the call. So.
Okay, so you're meeting with him on Saturday, correct?
Yes, he wants to get the house listed, so I'm putting everything together.
Yeah. So Michael, when I come over to see you on Saturday, are you going to be ready to put your? Are you ready to list your house?
He said, I think so. To me, think so is good. It's more than halfway towards a yes.
I would accept that. In that situation on a phone call, absolutely. Face to face, no.
No.
No, face to face, I need a yes or a no.
Yeah.
Okay, good job, Michael. Who's next, guys?
So I'm looking for someone who can refer agents in Kissimmee. Oh, what is the other? And two other places, like in the area. If anyone has someone, I'll put the places in the chat box and you can reply.
Yeah, put it in the chat can't talk. In the chat box. I'm going to share my story here in a moment. It'll make sense. In the chat box. And I can tell you that Suzanne Tacobo and her husband, Chad, are the #1 real estate agents in Margaritaville and Kissimmee. They're out of the Coral Springs office, but they're crushing it in Kissimmee. So that might be a good contact for you. Okay, one more.
I didn't go into the training room with everyone else yesterday to listen to Mega Camp. I stayed in my office, and I was glad I did, because I did take phone calls, quickly. And a seller was looking for me that I've been like following up with for the past 4 years. So that was good. Yeah, so I'm glad I stayed in there,
Love it. Love it. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Love that. Okay, guys, so let's get started. Here's what I want to do today. I just want to talk about what did you hear at Mega Camp yesterday. By the way, there's some background noise, so I'm going to mute all, but take yourself off mute immediately, guys, because I want you to share.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. That should clear it up. All right. I'm just going to share a couple ahas that I got right off the top, and then I want you to jump in and talk to me. This more you, less me is a good thing. So this is for you today, guys. Self-image is a choice. Love that, Louise. Self-image is a choice. Happiness is a habit. It's okay to be happy even when things are not going well. Play the inner game, not the outer game. Be clear about who you are and who you want to become. Pay attention to your self-talk, guys. Listen to the conversations that you have with yourself. Pay attention to the image that you have of yourself. It matters. The most important person you talk to every single day is you. And it's easier for us to have negative conversations with ourselves than positive conversations with ourselves. It's also more natural. And it's critically important for your personal growth and your business growth to have positive conversations with yourself. Be clear about who you are and who you want to become. Happiness is a habit. Self-image is a choice. I would also tell you that happiness is a choice. Choose to be happy. And yes, even in the worst of times, you could choose to be happy. All right, take yourself off mute. Talk to me. What did you hear yesterday? What do you want to talk about? What questions do you have?
There's so much. I don't even know where to begin, except that just the little, and last night we were chatting about this on the team, just the little, phrases that go a long way that are very profound. But the one that really stood out to me was when they said, I think Gary said, the world spells love, Time. That that was wow. I think that was at the very beginning. And then there were just a lot of little beauties that, that are very simple, like get up and run, finding the fun. When you get the business, get the business. It just were all these little things that just came out naturally, organically between Gary and I forgot the other gentleman's name. I'm sorry, and then also the agents, Mr. Do Whatever It Takes guy. I mean, that guy was hysterical, but yet it made so much sense. The fact that he puts on a tuxedo and delivers pies, for Thanksgiving. I mean, so simple. But wow, like if a guy in a tuxedo showed up at my door with a pie for Thanksgiving, I would never forget him.
Yeah.
So it was
that's
just cool.
Eric Brossart. Eric Brossart is 26 years old and has earned $1.3 million GCI in the last 12 months.
Incredible.
Limiting belief. I talk to real estate agents every day. Who are young, and they have sometimes, not always, they have a limiting belief around that. Here's a guy that's been in real estate for 4 years, which means he started when he was 22 years old, and he's earned $1.3 million in the last 12 months. It's amazing. Absolutely. All right, guys, talk to me. Take yourself off mute. Let's have a conversation.
I like the quote from Keith Cunningham: ordinary things executed consistently produces extraordinary results.
Oh,
Just the simplicity, just do it well, and you'll be great at it. And then Nikki Klein, I think she was Boca Raton,
yeah.
talking about her Facebook group and how when she first moved there, she didn't know anyone. Obviously now she has a group of 15,000.
Yeah.
Just said to stop coming from a scarcity mindset. She thought, someone else is already doing it, but she had to remind herself, I can do it and I can do it better. So just stop thinking less of yourself. Those are two big things for me.
I agree. And Sasha, I love the quote from Keith Cunningham, ordinary things, and I'm looking for it in my notes. Can you repeat that? Because I know I wrote it down. I just can't find it.
Ordinary things executed consistently produces extraordinary results. In the very beginning.
100%. Yeah, I found it. 100%. Thank God that's true, because I'm just about the most ordinary person that I've ever known. And what I've done to succeed in business is very ordinary. I'm not successful because I do anything extraordinary. I'm successful because I have deep within me the inability to give up. I will persist without exception. I've created a daily habit of doing very ordinary things that lead to extraordinary results.
So all of it, yesterday, all of it today, all of the James Shaw, these are just reminders to me, reinforcers, if you will, of why I'm with the greatest company in the world, I believe. Like, what other company shares their secret sauce openly and willingly?
Stephen Covey talks about that in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And he shares that there's 2 different ways to think. We either have a scarcity mindset, which means there's only so much to go around. So if other people are successful, that means there's less for me. Therefore, I'm going to keep everything I know to myself because if I share everything I know, then there's going to be less for me. And then there's an abundance mindset, which means there's plenty to go around. And by sharing everything I know, it actually comes back to me. We've talked about this on this call. The biblical law is it comes back tenfold. Brian Buffini, one of my favorite real estate coaches, says that what you send out in slices comes back in loaves. Here's something else, Louise, that Keith Cunningham said that I love. Playing an internal game of mastery versus playing a game to win. If you're playing a game to win, then what do you do once you've won? Read Simon Sinek's book, The Infinite Game. The infinite game simply means there is no end. It goes on forever. And when you're playing an infinite game, here's the pursuit. How good can I get? Now, I'm a note taker, obviously, right? I take lots and lots of notes. And if I'm writing down notes, one of the notes that I'm going to write down is how good can I get? How good can you guys get? And then my next question to you would be, how do you know? How do you know? Oh, I love it when the kids get on the call. All right, talk to me.
That's the circle of life, right? The more we learn, the more we learn we don't know. So it's just a constant life lesson. Life is a constant lesson.
It is, Louise. Yeah, I love Lexus, the automobile company's, is it slogan? I think so. Constant pursuit of perfection. I am on a constant pursuit of perfection. Take yourself off mute. Talk to me, guys. I'll just keep talking if you don't.
Yet what I heard yesterday repeatedly when asked is don't wait to be perfect, just get started.
Yeah, Eddie, you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start in order to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And too many people are getting ready to get ready. Just go do it.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hopkins, in his book, How to Master the Art of Selling, and then again, in How to Master the Art of Listing and Selling Real Estate, said, if you want to learn everything there is to know about being successful in your business, go talk to 40 people a day who buy the product that you sell. Wow. Tom Hopkins wrote that 20 years before Keller Williams, before Gary Keller founded Keller Williams. Maybe not 20, but it was before. Wow. The key to being more financially successful is to do fewer dumb things. That might have been my favorite aha of the day.
Keep it simple.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. For those of you who don't know, part of my story is between 2006 and 2008, I made 3 decisions, just 3, that cost me over $500,000. Right? If I could go back and rewind and make a different decision, wow.
Multiply that times 3 for me in the same time frame.
There you go, Michael. Yeah.
I'm more of a practical person, and I was talking with an agent day before yesterday, and Gary's market update for me was a confirmation of what I'd shared with that other agent, because they were looking at doing some investment properties and stuff like that. And I said,
Ooh, scary right now.
Yeah. Well, and it's like what we've talked about in Shift too, right? So we're in a pretty good market right now.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best markets most of us have ever seen. And you really need to be planning for the market that's coming. So if we're in a really good market, what's coming? Not so good market. Is that going to be in 6 months, or is that going to be in 2 years? I don't know. But right now, it's probably not the time to be, like, they wanted to look at buying a short-term rental investment, Airbnb type thing. I was like, That's super risky stuff in a normal world. In our world, until we figure out where it's going on with COVID, until we kind of rebound, until we get past an election, I think that's a huge mistake. Stay in a cash position and prepare for the storm that's coming. I know, sometimes we sound like we're, these naysayers, we're batting down the hatches even when things are good. But yeah, in 2006, I built a nice little empire in Florida of 7 houses. I was on the hook for $1.5 million in loans. In 2008, I had no houses. And I was still waiting out, trying to see if they were going to sue me or if they were going to 1099 me, which would have been even easier. But I would have had a huge liability. And I was so scared, I didn't even get my license again until 2012. So it took me a while to recover from that. But now it's like, I feel like, I was glad I made that decision in 2012 to get back into it, because I couldn't imagine a better life. It allows me to be where I am now.
Michael, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Was that tough? Stick with me on answers. A couple of questions for me. Was that a tough time?
It was freaking scary.
Yeah.
I was a newlywed. We got married in 2006. So yeah, my first 2 years of marriage, I get to introduce my wife to 7 foreclosures. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So that would be adversity, correct?
Huge.
Yeah. Are you a different person today because you went through that experience?
I'm a lot more confident. Like when somebody comes up to me and goes, well, we just had we had a foreclosure 4 years ago. And I said, and I had 7. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, and you're alive? Yeah. No problem.
There you go.
Hardest decision I ever made was to stop paying on the mortgages. That was huge.
So adversity is preparation for greatness is what I'm hearing you say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you tougher.
And not that you would be grateful for an experience like that, right? Because if I could choose to go back in time and not go through what I've gone through, of course I would. But part of the reason I am who I am today is because of those experiences.
Right. Yeah, we didn't plan those bad decisions. They just kind of occurred to us. And then it was up to us, what do we do with that challenging position we find ourselves in?
Yeah, 100%. And Louise, I'm coming right to you, I promise. And guys, if you know me well, you know that I'm going to be very open, honest, and transparent when it comes to my faith. And some of you will agree and some of you won't. But the one thing that I would add to that, Michael, is in my faith, we have a God who is omnipotent, omnipresent, everywhere, all of the time, at the same time, which means he knew that all of this was going to happen before it happened. And he also knew the end result before it happened as well. So next time you're going through adversity, just remember that God is standing at the finish line, waiting for you to finish victorious.
Yes. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Louise, talk to me. I saw your hand. You're waving at me. You're doing everything but throwing something at the camera. Okay. Did Louise go away?
Yes.
I think she's saying goodbye.
Yes, I have something to share.
Please do, Victoria.
Okay, so it was during the market update, and Jay Papasan said something that I thought was really imperative. He said, "Act like the market we are moving towards, not like the market we are in."
Yep. Yeah.
And it was right during the time when he was talking about the housing markets in a more traditional recovery.
Yeah. Wayne Gretzky, greatest hockey player ever, simply said, skate to where the puck is going, not where it is.
Right. Otherwise you'll go past it.
Otherwise you'll miss it.
You'll miss it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Guys, I want to close with this. This has been a great conversation. Thank you. The key to achieving goals is to execute a plan to convert those goals into an executable yellow brick road.
Mm.
The reason most people don't achieve their goals is because they don't pick a game they can win. So pick a game you can win and then build a yellow brick road from where you are to where you want to go. What is the yellow brick road? The yellow brick road is exactly what we've been talking about on this call for the last 6 months. The yellow brick road are the activities that lead to the results that you want to achieve. The results that you want to achieve is Oz. The path to Oz is the yellow brick road. And so many of us have a vision of Oz, and not all of us, because some people don't. How can you hit a goal you can't see? Great question. Better question, how can you hit a goal you don't have? But for some of us, we do have a picture of Oz, but we haven't taken the time to build the yellow brick road. How can you get to Oz without the yellow brick road? And once you've built that yellow brick road, just follow the path one brick at a time, and you will eventually arrive to Oz. Be smart, be adaptable. Be smart.
Thank you so much for this call.
Be adaptable. It's my pleasure, Carol. Hey guys, I promised to share a
John.
story with you, so I'm gonna close. Ooh, Mindy Doppler, I'm not gonna. Your hand is up. Talk to me.
I was going to say that when we were talking about some of the things that were shared Mega Camp yesterday about the mastery versus winning. You and I had talked about an appointment that I went on, and it was way outside of my price range. And they chose to go with a different agent. And I didn't respond the way I wish I had. And instead of kicking myself about it, I mean, I did it with grace, but then.
Hey, did you get my text early this morning? Good morning.
Okay, one second, Mindy. All right.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
go ahead and leave the.
Corey, I'm gonna mute you. I'm sorry, my friend. Okay, keep going, Mindy.
So even though I didn't get it, I wasn't devastated by it because I've been building a pipeline. I had also just taken 2 new listings that are going live today. And I was thinking it was more about my method, my systems, and that was helping me to build the confidence so that it wasn't about winning. It was about what do I do, moving forward? How do I master it the next time?
Love that. How do you feel?
Oh, I feel fine. I feel fine.
Yeah.
I wish that I had said and done things different. I'd look at that as a learning experience.
Okay, so there, stop. Did you learn something?
Oh, I learned a lot.
There you go. So can I coach you for a moment, Mindy?
Oh,
Is it okay?
absolutely.
Good. So fine is not a good answer. How do you feel?
Oh.
How do you feel? Well, you listen to me because your subconscious is listening to you. And when you say, I feel fine, that another word for fine is mediocre or mediocrity. And
Okay.
you are not mediocre, and you are not on a path to mediocrity. So next time I ask you or somebody asks you, how do you feel? The answer is amazing. I feel great. I've learned something that's going to move me closer to my goal. The value of not getting the result that I wanted is actually better than getting the result that I wanted.
Okay.
You learn by failing. You don't learn by winning. The team that wins the football game doesn't go into the locker room after the game and say, okay, guys, let's break this down and talk about why we won. No, they just celebrate and they don't
Right.
learn anything. But the team that loses goes into the locker room after the game and says, we're going to break this film down play by play, and we're going to figure out what we did wrong in order to get better. They actually move closer to the end goal than the team that won.
Right. I feel amazing.
There you go. All right, so guys,
Yes.
here's a great story. Yeah. It's absolutely my pleasure, right? So if I sounded a little bit off today, I'm going to give you, I guess I'm going to be transparent and fill you in. So I've had this pain on my right side for the last couple of days. Can't figure out what it is. It's just kind of goofy. And I'm like, no big deal. Until about 10 o'clock last night, it is excruciating. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is like an appendix. It's going to burst. I'm going to call 911. So I go to the emergency room. They pump me through with morphine. And I get home like 4 hours ago and fall asleep. And the last thing I said to Monica before I fell asleep was, don't let me sleep through my 8 a.m. call. So here I am.
You're one of a kind, John. You're one of a kind.
Here I am. And like I said earlier, nothing is going to stop me from being on this call.
Coach D.
Nothing.
That's awesome.
Nothing.
Loopy deep.
Yeah.
Wow.
You get well though.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, John.
It's,
John.
Thank you, John.
it's all good. It's all good.
Thank
By the
you.
way, yes, you guys make it a great day. Enjoy
Thank
Mega
you,
Camp.
John.
Awesome.
You know what the